Hey, and welcome to the first video of week 3, where we're going to be going over some of the exercises that are really going to make the usage of the ultrasound and some of the breathing exercises that you've been practicing really start coming together to produce some extraordinary results. And I'm not just saying that to try and be like marketing lingo, because you're already in this program. I'm not trying to sell you on anything at this point in time. But I am being legitimately honest that if you follow through with some of the exercises that I'm going to give you in this week, where we're using ultrasound and breathing at the same time, you might literally have your mind blown at what is possible here with this technology and the exercises that we've been going over through, which is why I've been saying, which is why I said, in week 1 that it's really important that you're actually practicing some of the techniques that I'm giving you. Specifically, make sure that before you go through with the rest of the exercises in this week, that you're actually have been practicing the deep diaphragmatic breathing. Now, I believe that would be week 1, video 4 or 5. You should go back and watch that and do it at least once before you do any of the exercises here, so that you know what breathing by itself is like. I don't want you to just not use the ultrasound by itself and then only use the breathing, or I don't want you to like mix up the effects. I don't want you to think that one thing is happening because of something else. So it's really easy to differentiate those. Make sure that for a few nights in a row, you're doing ultrasound both sides of the neck, 5 to 10 minutes each, and then in separate instances, doing the 30, 30, 30 breathing exercise that I spoke about in week 1. So now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to just, in this video, I'm not going to guide any of the exercises. I'm just going to give you a bit of a explanation of what you should expect. Now, I'm going to give 2 exercises in 2 separate videos after this one, where I'm actually going to do the real guided stuff. So as soon as it starts playing, you're gonna have to have your ultrasound with you. You're going to want to be in a nice, quiet, isolated, private place without other people around you. In your bed, somewhere laying down is honestly one of the best places. Wherever you can get a place with, your cable can go to. Make sure you can make it work. Make sure you have your gel next to you. And the first exercise that we're going to have you do is a bit of a half-half between the first breathing exercise and the ultrasound. So how that's going to work is essentially you're going to be doing 30 deep breaths, just like I taught you. And then you're going to follow that with, exactly like I taught you before, an exhale. After you've done your 30, exhale. Then you're going to hold it out. And then after about 30 seconds of that, as much as you can of holding it out, it's better to go longer when you're holding out your breath. Excuse me. Then you're going to take a deep breath in. And then you're going to hold it. And you're going to you want to be laying down. You want to be back. And you want to be kind of doing the squeezing sensation with your breath. You want to kind of be squeezing your breath up into your head, just like that. So that is super, super key, super important for your success with this program. Now, that's the first exercise. And what is different about it, I know I just described, well, you're just saying breathing again, but for the entirety of that exercise, you're going to have the ultrasound on your neck. So how that's going to work is you're going to put the gel on, just like always. You're going to turn the device with three clicks, or whatever it takes to get to the color red. Okay? So green, orange, and red. Green, red. Wait, that went to green. Okay. I'm clicking it too hard, so I'm double clicking it actually. Okay, so now we're at red. And what you're going to do is you're going to, and this is not the exercise, so this is me explaining how to do it so that when I do the video, you're not having too many questions while it's happening, okay? So how we're going to place this is on our left side of our neck. We're going to take the probe, the head, and again, make sure that you've already removed the plastic seal. Some people by this point haven't, and you want to do that. Make sure you have about a pea-sized dollop of ultrasound gel, and you're going to take this. I open up my shirt a little bit, and I'm going to kind of just take my fingers and feel around my neck first. And where I want to go and I want to find is my collarbone. So that's right here. There's a bony protrusion at the bottom of my neck, and that's your collarbone, and that's going to wrap around here. So I should be able to find where it's hard, and then if I move my fingers up a little bit, it gets a lot softer and a lot meatier. And then I go up, I kind of feel the big muscle here, and I can feel the skin and the muscle. My muscle's kind of tight, and so I'm going to reach up, and then I can feel the bone. I can feel my jaw here, and the sternocleidomastoid bone, or the mastoid bone rather, here connecting to the sternocleidomastoid. So the vagus nerve is running under here. Now the most ideal spot for the exercise to get the best results is a place that's going to be comfortable while you're doing breathing exercises. If you're laying down, just from an ergonomic standpoint, if you're laying down on your back and you have to take your arm to get this device all the way up here, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. So you actually want to have a place where you can take your arm and actually rest it over your chest and have this device actually a little bit lower on your neck so you can support it with your hand over your collarbone. Now I can kind of change my position a little bit so you can see. I'm going to take it here and I'm going to set it here, right about here actually. So if this is my collarbone right here, I'm about an inch away. It's about an inch away from my collarbone. So this is actually a lot lower than where you're normally going to be using it, which is, normally up and down here. So we're going to be a little bit lower in this area. And you can kind of see with the shadows, you can see this line here. That's my sternocleidomastoid muscle. And so we're going to take the probe and we're going to move it right here. Okay? And you can see it's right on that meat. You can see when I push in, you can see where I'm really pushing in. You can see it moving, okay? And when I put it there and take it off, I can hear it in my ear, not just from the sound of this, but if I put it here, you should be able to hear the sound get louder. You should be able to hear the slight buzzing noise. And maybe it's me because I'm a lot younger, I have a lot better hearing than most people. Maybe you can't, and that's okay, but there's a possibility that you could be able to hear it if you're still have pretty decent hearing, but it's not the same for everybody. So, okay, don't let that fool you. Anyway, you're going to place it here, and if you're in this spot, you got it. There's no, make sure you're kind of in the center here on the side, okay? And you're going to place that there. And then you're going to lay down with your head supported. Don't be sitting or anything like that unless you're really good at this, which is what I can do so I can just demonstrate it. And then you're going to kind of have your arm resting across you and keeping it on your neck. And now this is when you're going to start doing your 30 breaths, okay? You can even kind of keep it on here, kind of supported, showing you I've got 2 fingers here wrapping around. That's kind of how I'm using it. So I can just keep my 2 fingers on the top to support it and push it in. Something like that. So anyway, then what you're going to do, and there's the beep, that's the 5-minute timer. So it's been 5 minutes since I turned it on. Now what I'm going to do, once we do the very first exercise, which is the 30 breaths, we're going to do 30 breaths. So it's going to be like... Okay, now let's say I did 30 of those, then I'm going to take a deep breath in, and then immediately exhale. And I'm going to hold it out while the ultrasound is on still. Just going to keep on holding out. At this point in time, you might start feeling something. already, because the ultrasound is going to be doing some stimulation of some important parts in your vagus nerve. So, like when I talk, I can kind of hear it in my, I can hear the ultrasound buzzing in my voice, actually. I'm sure you can't tell, but I can tell. So you might feel some changes in the exhale. Now, once you get to about 30 seconds of having your breath held out, then you're going to take a deep, sharp breath in, like this. You can even make that face that I do, like you're in like shock or something, you're like panicking. That's kind of like the, oh, I'm going to get hit by a bus face. You're like that. The scary movie face where you go, where your eyebrows raise up and you're really straining yourself to take as much air in as possible. And then you're going to hold your breath. And then you're going to actually relax and collapse your body again so that you put more pressure on your chest and your diaphragm to push that blood from your lungs directly into your brain. Because we want this to go to our neck and our brain, which brings a lot of beautiful, delicious, fresh oxygen. It's going to make you feel really good. It might make you feel a little bit tingly, might make you feel a little bit more relaxed. This could be one of the best exercises that you've ever done ever in your life, honestly. I don't think there's many things short of taking actual drugs that can actually make you feel as good as this might make you feel. So what you're going to do for that time when you're breathing, when you've taken that deep breath in and you're holding it, you're going to want to close your eyes and you're just going to want to kind of not necessarily think of anything or do anything. I'm basically recommending you for your very first time to come in with low expectations of what can happen. I know I've given you some high expectation ideas of what could happen, but don't sell yourself short by thinking, oh, I didn't have this amazing drug-fueled experience. Some people legitimately will be getting the positive benefits of this exercise specifically because it does have benefits that are outside of just the feeling, is your body will start recovering really, really fast. You're going to start feeling really healthy and really committed to doing the habits, routines, and goals that you have set for yourself, just because your mind is going to be a lot less encumbered by a lot of the baggage that you've been carrying around with you. So if you're not feeling something, if you're not like, wow, I didn't really feel much, don't worry. Don't start freaking out. I have plenty of friends who have tried this, who I've advised this on, and they go, I don't feel anything, but they look great. They actually look like their face has just like lost a few years. They just have this sense about them, but they'll claim till the cows come home that they didn't feel anything, but they reflect it in their face. So now for other people, they will feel something. For some people, they will feel incredibly amazing, like they're rushing through a tunnel, going through some kind of a hyperspace warp scene or something like that. There's definitely some very strange stuff that can happen when you do this exercise, which is why I like it. And I don't want to not give it because not everybody gets the experience that other people get. That would be unfair. I want to allow some people to get the experiences that some people can't have. So that's the first exercise. And now the second exercise is going to be very similar, very, very similar, except a bit less work. This will be good for people who have done the first one a few times and are used to it. The second exercise I'm going to give you is one that you can whip out at any time you're feeling a little bit stressed and you just want kind of like a short, immediate before bed, just like dose of, okay, it's okay again. I'm grounded. I'm back here in my body. I'm home again. So the second exercise is going to be for that. So it's exactly the same setup. Put this on your neck. And instead of doing the 30 breaths, I'm just going to have you do 10 breaths. And you're just going to breathe in at the end and hold your breath. So it's going to be super simple. You're going to do 10 of those, and then you're going to, on your last one, you're just going to take your deep breath in and hold and squeeze. And close your eyes and hold your breath for about 15 to 20 seconds. And you're going to start feeling that kind of electrical field going through your brain. It's going to feel kind of tingly, kind of magical. You'll feel a little bit lightheaded for sure. And then you can do that once, twice, 3 times in a row if you want. So I would really recommend like once, twice, 3 times. Other than that, it's not entirely crucial. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off by holding that button. And no, so yeah, basically what I've given you is the overview for 2 specific exercises that I'm going to teach in the next 2 separate videos. The first exercise is the first one that I want you to do so that you have a sense of what it's like to combine the excellent breathing exercises, which a lot of people have been trying already and coming back to me saying, I felt so happier after I used that, so much happier. And so much more calm, relaxed, confident just by using that breathing exercise. So I want you to combine that exercise with one 30-breath session in the same method with the ultrasound on your neck the whole time. But I don't want you to do that if you've never done the breathing exercise by itself, which is in video 4 of week 1, I believe, video 4 or 5. So again, please go do that if you haven't. And then the third video of this week, which is the second exercise, the actual exercise that's going to be guided, is just for you to use at any time you're feeling a little bit stressed and you're just like, I want some relief. This is like what you would do rather than calling up Taco Bell and ordering gut-destroying food. This is what you would do before you go and yell at somebody or break something or do something drastic. This is the second exercise. The third video of this week is going to be specifically like for emergency interventions when you're really feeling like you need a break. It's really helpful. It's been remarkable for me, for many other people. It's helped so many people on so many levels. So I tend to do it pretty much once a week, a couple times a week, and it's just because it feels really good. And there are some times where I do get stressed, and sometimes I'm like, man, like maybe because I've been traveling so much, or yeah, just for any reason, I just kind of whip out that method and use it, and it really does, just makes me go, wow, like I actually do have it really good. It really reminds me that there's a lot going on that's really good. So it kind of grounds me again. So anyway, that's it for this video. This is the overview of exercises. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video where you're actually going to get started and I'm going to guide you exactly on the process. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.